Hello, my name is Bill. I'm the pastor at Freedom's Lutheran Church here in Gibsonville, North Carolina. Thank you for joining me for this moment of devotion. I always want to be about giving you not just a word of the Lord, but something that's very practical for our lives. And I was reading in a psalm, actually. It was Psalm 102 in the beginning, about how sometimes the psalmist writes, "I'm like an owl staying up awake all night." And I think it's Psalm 102, around verses 2 and 3. And what would keep a person awake at night? Sometimes criticism does that. Does for me, it probably does for you too. And it's not always criticism from other people. Sometimes it's our own self-criticism that gets our mind whirling and swirling. It's like we can't turn it off. And what happens then? Well, then we lose sleep. We give in to worry. We just are not at our best selves the next day because we're so worried about making mistakes, so critical of what we're doing, the way we're doing it, if we're doing it right, is it having any impact? How do we get away from that swirl? What do we do? You're right, the answer does lie with Jesus, but I was reading in 1 John chapter 3. And in 1 John chapter 3 gives us something extremely practical when it comes to dealing with criticism. And that's living lives characterized by love. He puts it this way. I'm in 1 John chapter 3, verse 18 and following. "My dear children, let us not just talk about love. Let us practice real love. This is the only way we'll know we're living truly, living in God's reality. It's also the way to shut down debilitating self-criticism, even when there is something to it. For God is greater than our worried hearts and knows more about us than we do ourselves." You can go ahead and read it for yourself. I am in the Message, and read it through and then take some comfort in that God first and foremost loves you, and that you really are the apple of God's eye. God's always looking out for you and looking after you. And knowing that you are loved by God, love yourself. Allow yourself to be the center of your attention for a minute, not in a narcissistic way. Just take it easy. Relax the criticism. Relax that inner voice in your head. And then look to be about the work of loving others. That is, of doing things for them that they cannot do for themselves. Doing things for them that you know that they need. And then when we get at the end of our day and we begin to think critically about what we did, and maybe there is something to that criticism, maybe we could have done more of this or more of that, we can then look back and say, but God led me along the path of love, and I followed. God bless you as you look to be a blessing to other people today. If you care to check out other devotions, please go to freedoms.church, FRIEDENS.church. There is our website. You'll find many ways that we're looking to be a blessing to Gibsonville and the surrounding area. You're also invited to be a blessing wherever you are, because maybe you're watching this far away from Gibsonville, North Carolina. May God richly bless your day, and God willing, I will see you tomorrow.